Hi, Sally here, and I'm going to get started on a new project. I have been obsessively watching quilting videos, and I decided to finally make some of them. And so I've been subscribed to A Quilting Life, and she has been doing a block of the month this year. And so what she suggested to do if you're behind on a sew along is to start where they are. And even though she just came out with the July block, I'm going to start with the June block and the January block. So I'm going to hurry up and try to get those two done. And then I'll do the July block, and then I'll catch up and try to do 2 a month. Okay, so I'm going to start with the January one, and she has a PDF free pattern that you can download from her website, and I will give you a link to that below. But this is the block I'm going to do today, so it's so cute. And so she has 2 sizes for a 6-inch and 12-inch block, and I'm going to do both. And so I'm going to start off with this. So I'm going to start with my background, and this is for the small. So I just got this at Walmart, and it just has like a tone-on-tone print. For the 6-inch squares, we need 2 2.5-inch squares. Okay, so there are my A pieces. So I made little tags to keep track. So I'll just pin that tag back on. And then for C, we need 1 1/4 by 3 1/2, and we need 4 of those. There are our pieces that are for C. So make sure they are the right size. 3 1/2 by 1 1/4. Okay, looks pretty good. Okay, done with that fabric. Here is the fabric for B. So B, we need 2 squares up 2 1/2 inches. I got this fabric Tuesday morning. Fabric. So there is B. Okay, and then I'm going to do E, which is the center. And we just need 1 square that's 3 1/2 inches. So I thought I'd use this largest print. Okay, so 3 1/2. So that's this big. So I feel like that would look really nice. See if I did this right. Yay! Looks good. That will be pretty in the center of the block. Okay, there's E. Okay, done with that fabric. Now, there is just a variety of little rectangles, and we need 24 1 inch by 1 1/4 inches. So I just have a variety. Maybe I'll start with the easy one and do one of these little squares that I have. Okay, so I need 24. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fabrics. So we need 3 of each plus extra. So maybe I'll trim off this edge too and then fold it in half. I can get 3 squares of this one. Yeah. So I am just going to do this to get all the rest of my little rectangles and then come back. That will be all the cutting, and then I'll come back and show you how to sew it together. Alright, I have all my pieces cut out for both the large and the small block. And so the first step is to make some half square triangles. So to do that, I think I'll show you on the big blocks. You just take your light background and do the wrong side and just draw a diagonal line. Maybe even I'll line it up on my mat to make sure I get it lined up right. And then you just draw a diagonal line. And I'm just using a pencil. It really doesn't matter because you're going to cut that line. So you could use whatever you'd like. Okay, then you're going to put them right sides together, your A and your B blocks. And you're just going to sew down 1/4 inch on either side of that line that you drew. So I am going to get these ready and get my small ones ready as well and meet at the sewing machine. Alright, so I have my 1/4 inch foot on, and I'm just going to line, it has a groove right down the middle, so I'm just going to line up that line right in that groove. Oh, I don't want to stitch right down the middle, I want to stitch a 1/4 inch away. I forgot. Okay. Luckily I didn't get very far. Okay, so I'm going to line up this edge here. That's a 1/4 inch. And just sew this side. And I'm going to chain piece these. Oh, maybe that's not going to work very good. Scooch it under there a little bit. That kind of wiggles. That's not good. Okay. I'm not going to got my thread, I'm just gonna whip it around, and I like that that's wiggly. Okay. So 1/4 inch down the other side. Tuck that in there. Okay, now I will do the same thing with my small blocks and be right back. Okay, now I'm just gonna trim right on that line that I drew. Oops. Well, golly. And that will give us 4 half square triangles. Okay, I'm just squaring up my half square triangles here. I am putting this seam on the 45-degree line on my cutting mat here. And then I need to square the big ones up to 3.5, which I think I might actually move this up to here, because that's kind of hard to get at. Oh, maybe I should move it up to this. There we go. I'll move it up to this corner here. There we go. Now, so 1, 2, 3.5. Oops. Oopsie. Wrinkled it. I'll just trim on this side. There really is hardly any to trim off. And then this side. And then flip it around. Basically, I'll just be cutting off this corner here. And let's just double check, make sure this side's good. Oh, looks like just a little bit. There we go. Okay, all the big ones are done. So the little ones get squared up to 2 by 2. So I'll do the rest of these small ones and then come back. The next step is to sew these triangles together in strips. And I think I'd like to lay out my block to see how they would look. So these are the corners. Go like that. And then these will go on the outside, like this. Okay, and then these are in sets along the edge. So just kind of be random about them. So now you just sew these together. Do you sew them with a 1/4 inch seam? So I guess you do. So these are going to be pretty skinny. So you just sew them together. So I will do that for this block and for my large block and be back. Alright, I'm ready to sew these, but one thing I wanted to show you was I made a ledge. So just I taped 5 pieces of masking tape together and put it a 1/4 inch away, and then I'm going to sew with a little header. Whoops. So that I can hopefully butt this up against that and hopefully not have problems. So I'm just going to go really slow with these tiny ones because they're so tiny. And then I'll just sew the next 2 together and sew them like that. So hopefully that will make it a little bit easier. Now I don't remember how I have these in order. What order I had these in. I had them like, I think I had them like, no, I think I had them like this. So these 2 will get sewn together. There is my first strip, and so I will just sew all the rest of these together and press them open and then be back. Alright, I have all of my little sets sewn for both my small and my big blocks. I'm not completely satisfied with my fabric selections for these blocks, but it is what it is. And then I realized I put this flower at the end of each one, but oh well, I'm not that worried about it. Okay, so now it says to sew each, let's see, so they need to be 2 by 6.5. Right, now that those are all trimmed up, then I just need to sew these PC with the backing to this strip set, just like that. And then we'll be ready, I think, to put our whole block together. So I'm just going to sew these and be back. Alright, I am ready to put my block together now. So I need to sew them in rows, so I'll sew these and just like this, and I'll chain, well, actually maybe I'll start with this side and just chain piece that down like this, and then I'll sew the other ones on, and then I can press it and all that. Alright, I'm going to chain piece the small block and the large block at the same time. Right, now I've got my rows sewn together, so I need to iron or press the seams towards the corners on the top row, then towards the center on the middle row, and then towards the corners on the bottom row, which is good because that's the way they want to go. And then I'll just sew these together like that, and then my block will be done. Yay! So I'll press these and sew them and come back and show you how they look. Okay, here are my finished blocks. This one, I matched up these corners pretty good. There was just this one spot that I'm not going to worry about, but this one, ooh, that's really off on both these sides. So I think I might pick this out and try to match those up a little bit better, because it just, I think that will bother me. But here they turned out. I'm just not that wild about this one. I really thought I'd be, because purple is my favorite, but I don't know. Maybe with the other blocks it will look better, but I love how this one turned out. I love the fabrics and having that big flower in the center. So anyway, so those are my blocks for the January block of the month for the quilting life. And like I said, I'll leave a link to her website where you can get this free pattern. And then next I will make the June block. And then if I make 2 a month, then I can finish at the end and be done. So that does it for today. Thanks for watching.